Ching number 64. We Chi before completion. We need to gain a correct perspective of the problem. Crossing the great water means getting past a period that is dangerous to our perseverance. When situations threaten our emotional balance, we must be like an old fox walking across thin ice. This hexagram says that our affairs are in a new regenerative phase of growth. We should be aware that during times of regeneration, the pressures on our inner independence and balance becomes intense, and therefore we must be cautious, circumspect, and persevering. For example, we may find our thoughts drifting toward others, primarily because theirs may be fastened on us. For when we have established inner independence, we automatically draw others with whom we have inner connections. It is particularly important, therefore, to keep our childish heart from wandering, or worrying. Activities that lead to loss of inner independence. In this hexagram, fire, clarity, is above water, effort, and hence out of relationship. Clarity must be the foundation of effort, as in after completion. Hexagram number 63. Where fire is below water, and can it to a boil. Forgive me. Where fire is below water and can bring it to a boil, producing energy. The symbolism indicates that we must put ourselves in the proper position to the matter at hand before we can attain clarity. For clarity must precede effort. Receiving this hexagram indicates that we have not achieved true inner quiet. Therefore, we are poised to act. We have come to a conclusion without first attaining the correct perspective. A dangerous situation. We must seek the correct viewpoint, one that is not tainted by a single emotion. Clarity gives us the strength needed to overcome the dangers threatening perseverance, and it is the vehicle of crossing mentioned in the second line. Before we can attain clarity, it is necessary to attain true inner quiet. Only then can we become attuned to our inner voice. Only then can the correct view show itself. Possibly, we may only need to realize that what is required is that we all hold firmly to our path, that this alone enables us safely to bypass the danger. This means that we continue forward without looking back. We do not allow ourselves to become involved in the pressures of the moment. Holding to our path means that we maintain our inner independence, a willingness to carry on alone when the situation warrants it. We accept our fate and sacrifice our ego. The clamoring and complaining of the childish heart. We accept and sacrifice our ego without reproach to anyone. Cracks in the ice refer to sore points of contention. These sore points must be dealt with indirectly. To bring them into the open is to step on the cracks. Bringing them into the open violates the principle of taking great care. It is as if the other person is always waiting for us to bring them up. The best way to deal with problematical areas is to hold to the power of inner truth. Changing line number 1. He gets his tail in the water, humiliating, premature effort to achieve tangible progress occurs when we have not taken the trouble and care to attain clarity. Clarity is to gain insight into the uselessness of striving and to understand that by firmly clinging to conscious innocence and noble-hearted acceptance, we engage the power of inner truth to resolve the situation or to get us past the danger points, cross the great water. Changing line number 2. He breaks his wheels. Idle waiting means that we allow ourselves to indulge in fantasies, vanities, nostalgic memories, and diversions that cause us to lose contact with our inner voice. Such activities diminish our will and cause us to become diverted from our path and to forget our overall goal to rescue others. Only steadiness of purpose is capable of overcoming the standstill. What we need is back burner steadiness. In turning energy to our work, we must not assault the goal, but attend to keeping our innocence, steadfastness, and attunement to our inner voice. Changing line number 3. Attack brings misfortune. Our will to stand firm and alone and to keep still is undermined. We would rather fall back into a carefree and easy approach or drop the matter, giving up perseverance. Perseverance is important, particularly now. We must be firm, bite through the obstacles through perseverance in non-action We must overcome all temptation to take matters into our own hands or to assume anything from the situation. We must allow ourselves to be led. Changing line number 4. Shock, thus to discipline the devil's country. The struggle mentioned is that of keeping our inner equilibrium and detachment. For this alone disciplines the devil's country. This means that we resist the luxury of taking the lead, demonstrating our personality, or indulging our wants. It also means that we go forward without wavering in our values. We neither reconsider whether we are on the right path, nor whether we have been too strict in requiring what is correct. By keeping firmly on our path, we discipline those whom we are meant to rescue. Changing line number 5. The light of the superior man is true. We remain persevering despite inner conflict and temptation to leave the path. Such acceptance and steadfastness provide new insights and help from the sage. Changing line number 6. If one wets his head, he loses it. With every change for the better, however slight, we are tempted to think the goal has been reached, and now we may relax. Our ego, kept at bay, has been waiting for the opportunity provided by inner carelessness to return and involve us in its wanting and desiring. Wanting and desiring take over. We must keep strict inner discipline, wanting nothing, striving for nothing. This kind of modesty ensures continued progress. This line also refers to drinking alcoholic beverages at times when we most need to be self-possessed and alert. It also suggests that alcohol and other drugs inhibit our ability to perceive the lessons of the sage. The line also refers to spiritual drunkenness, in which we are wishy-washy about what is right and wrong. We abandon what we know as inner truth in favor of a more liberal, sophisticated view, or we adopt a love everyone unconditionally attitude, just when correctness requires that we be strict and reserved. In these circumstances, we are under the influence of a wrong idea. That completes Hexagram.